What is depression? Depression by Google is long-term feelings of self-guilt, general sadness, and loss of self-worth. And that's a very important point because it says feelings of. Now you can argue with me, but like, feelings are real, but they're also not. Because it's just a feeling. It's just what you feel at the time. But the thing about depression is that it lasts for long periods of time. You can't be depressed for like one night. That's sadness. You can't be depressed for 2 nights. That's still sadness. It might even be grief if you're going through something. But depression is long-term feelings of especially self-doubt and self-hate and feeling like you don't amount to much. If you're anything like just me or just everybody, I mean, like, how many people will you walk past and then think, just ask yourself, is that person depressed? And what reason do they have to be depressed? I don't want to be an asshole, but a lot of people who are quote unquote depressed don't actually suffer from a mental disorder, or is really so justified. And it's very hard to tell. Well, it is hard to tell, but it's also, you can also kind of somewhat tell if you're really depressed or you just suffer from the same shitty bad habits that you do every day. Now, people are gonna be like, oh, you fucking asshole, what the fuck does he know? What the fuck? And they're gonna immediately click off. And you know what? They're gonna still stay depressed. They're still gonna stay within those bad habits that make them feel unworthy of love or self-appreciation. But, you know, depression, we've all gone through it. Most people, I'd say most people are depressed. They're not depressed. Like, we've all done some shitty fucking things, like just fucking cutting yourself for attention. Remember, I would just, I don't know if you can see the mark, but I would repeatedly just cut there with like this fucking like really fucking, I just sharpen a steak knife. It's not the worst thing, I know, but you know how people do, like, you know, the blood brother thing? They like cut their fucking palm and then they shake hands with another person who's also cut their palm, and they're like blood transfers. It's like that, but I was doing that to myself so I could get attention from other people. Or like just whenever you're going through something and you're standing on like a balcony and you just kind of like dangle your legs over and you really think about just, you could just right in that moment, dead. Think about that. Holy shit. In one moment, if you just like, fuck it, you're gone. Like, being born a human is such a blessing because we actually are capable of rational thought, emotional thought, being with people. Like, you don't understand, like, other animals and other things aren't as family oriented, societally oriented. Like, what if you were born as a fucking ant? Your brain is shared with like all the other ants, and all you do is like grab food and like kill like a wasp that comes to the ground every now and then. Like, not even most of the ants fuck. Like, something like the big bad like warrior ants that actually like fuck the queen and make more ants. Can you imagine being born as a queen? Your entire job is you're just a bigger ant that's just a breeding lab. You just get a fucking ant train ran on you. What if you're born as like a cow? You know what we do to cows? We have the most perfectly devised system to eat them. Or you're born as a chicken. You fucking 70 million of you and your brothers are just trapped, not even being able to see light. Actually, no. Sometimes there is almost 70,000 to 70 million of you and your brothers. There is one door that leads to the outside world. That's in a closed, like 3 by 3 foot square. That's the life you live. You are born to literally just be food for like fat Americans at KFC. God, that is like, it is a blessing to be born like we are. And people just want to throw it away. Like, it is selfish. Like, it is selfish in a way, if you think about it. And now to actually make a difference in how to stop being depressed, you have to change your habits. You have to change your life. What makes you really happy? I follow this rule, and you should too. It's called the 80-20 rule, where 20% of what you do brings you 80% of your happiness. Typically, that 20% is productive things that delay gratification. Because delaying gratification, it takes longer, it's harder to do, but it makes you so much more happier. Like working out. You work out a year, you see some differences. Yeah. But if you work out for 4 years, you're gonna be really fucking hot. You're gonna build in a super aesthetic body. Do that for like 6 years, even better. 6 years, you could probably be like a fitness model. That's 6 years, man. That's not hard. That's really not hard if you think about it. How many times have you lived 6 years in your life? You have to change the things that bring you happiness, like immediately, like jerking off. What do you feel after you jerk off? You feel horrible. You feel like, what the fuck did I just do? What did I just... Dude, this is like a picture of like a squirrel with a fat ass. What the fuck is wrong with me? If you jerk off to squirrels, that's a whole other thing. That's a whole other mental illness you need to take care of. But like, in all honesty, you're not depressed. You're not depressed. You can change it. It's hard to realize because your brain is so wired to be so negative and so downtrodden, so hating of itself. But you can change it. You just change your habits. You start doing the right things. Boom. Give it not even a month. You just feel so much fucking better about yourself. Oh my God, I wish. If I could just, and then everybody would change and do this, I would. Even if I had it like, if all my bones, if like every time I snapped and somebody realized this, but a bone broke in my body, as long as it's not the 2 or 3 bones that make me snap, I'll keep snapping. Because this isn't fucking important. There's like over 70% of people are just so depressed constantly. They don't change. They don't change. They do the same shit that makes them depressed. Because they don't think that they can. They don't think that they can change. And once you start to change, you realize this. And then you're like, holy shit, bro, what have I been living like? Those who never know will never try.